Today we teach you how to optimize your gigs on Fiverr to rank higher in the search results. If you're new to this channel, hello, my name is Fido. I welcome you to Self-Taught Hustle, where we learn tech and how to leverage it to make money. If you're interested in learning more information like this, go and check out freelancejuice.com. Accordingly, I know how difficult it could be having a technical skill set like coding and having one door after another shut on you because you're self-taught or you don't meet the air quote requirements. I spent nearly 2 years of my life getting rejected by company after company in my attempt to become a software developer, even though I could code. If you're tired of waiting for the right opportunity to arrive and have thought about freelancing as a software developer, join my email list at freelancejuice.com. That's freelancejuice.com, where I share my lessons in the industry and how you can get started making money from coding ASAP. Okay, so now that that's done, one of the things that I wanted to start with is just letting you guys know really quickly what Fiverr is. Fiverr is a place where you as a freelancer can promote your services and gain clients for those specific services, i.e. making money via those services, okay? And the name of the game in Fiverr is search results, okay? So when a user comes in here, what they're going to do is that they're going to look for a specific service, okay? So the way that they look for that service is by utilizing key terms within the search box in the platform, okay? So if you come in here and you say, well, I want a logo for my company, okay? And all I did was type logo there in the search box, okay? You're going to see a bunch of these options come out, okay? So when you're setting up your gig, say that you're a graphic designer and you want to set up a gig that designs logos for a company, okay? Or for a business entity. Well, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to look at the search terms, the keywords that revolve around your gig. Okay, so you're a designer who does logos, logo design, maybe minimalist, maybe modern. Think about the key terms that are related exactly to your design and then target those, okay, in the description of your gig as a whole, okay? And I'll show you guys a trick to how to narrow that down and actually be able to make that concrete so that you can adapt it for the way that you set up your gig. Now, one of the ways to do that, to get more specific here, is by looking at the top performers for those key terms and then essentially emulating the way that they set up their profile so that you're more favorable to the algorithm on Fiverr. Okay, you may not have as many reviews and you may not have as many gigs completed, but if you set up your profile in a similar way, you're likely going to get favored by the algorithm as it exists currently. Okay, so and this will change, guys. This will eventually change, and I have to say that. So don't think I'm not one of these guys that's going to be out here telling you, hey, do this and you're going to get tons and tons of like traffic and stuff. Like, no, this is going to help you, but just take this with a grain of salt because I'm almost certain that the algorithm is going to be consistently changing. So what works right now may not work in a couple months. So for right now, I would say that this is just good general advice, but the way that you really win at this game as a caveat is to consistently be on the platform and trying new things. Okay, that's essentially how I'm coming to you with any information at all, is that I've been playing around with this and I feel like I've gained some knowledge that I'm willing to share. But nonetheless, this is just kind of your starting gate. Once you get this, go and try new things, go and experiment and really see how you can make yourself stand out from the pack. Okay, because that's how you're really going to win at this. It's not just by watching this one video and then you're set for life, which I think is like how these videos like this get sold. That's not the case at all. Learn this as a starting point, but then go out and do it on your own and learn your own little secrets that will help you get an advantage in the market. That is the key, okay? Because it's not enough for me to just like feed you this one, a fish, and then that you're going to be good. No, if you can learn to fish yourself, that is where you're going to win, okay? And that's the key. Okay, so with that route now being over, what I was going to say is, let's say that we're looking for a guy to model our profile over, which is something that I recommend you do. Okay, well, logo, let's see here. Right now, there's a bunch of guys, but logo is pretty general. Okay, logo is so general that look at how many different competitive services there are. Okay, there's 320,000 competitive services just for the word logo. Okay, so if we were to go here a couple pages, there's one guy that I found that is very consistently, that ranks very consistently amongst all these search terms, and I want to show them to you. Okay, and shout out to this guy, because ideally I can even get him more business here. But okay, so this guy, okay, so Octomonk right now, if you just look at the general search terminology of just the word logo, he ranks on the 3rd page. Okay, but check this out. Okay, so as you start getting more specific, say I don't just want a logo, but I want a logo design. Okay, so I want a specific logo design for my business. Okay, so remember that guy's name, Octomonk. Okay, so Octomonk, if you go here, he was on the 3rd page of the general logo keyword, but look at this. Now he's on the 1st page. Okay, very, very crazy, right? Okay, so he's on the 1st page of a logo design, which in my opinion is a common way to search for getting a logo for your business. Now, let's take a look at this. Okay, so logo design and then modern. Okay, so logo design modern. Let's scroll down. Let's go down, and then he's there again. Okay, so he ranked 3rd on the general list, on the general logo list, and then he ranked on the 1st page for logo design, and now he's ranking again for the did I do modern? Yeah, for logo design modern. Okay, so ranked 1st page on 2 different on 2 different combinations of keywords, and then ranked 3rd overall for logos in general. Okay, so that's really good. Okay, so this is a guy that I would like to emulate my profile around, because he's ranking in these different combinations of keywords. I think even if we do, let's see what it would look like if we do minimalist. Minimalist. Okay. See here, see there he is again. Okay, so that is what you want to be able to do, is to give yourself the greatest opportunity to be found with different combinations, keywords, and I think this dude pretty much hacked it. Okay, so shout out to Fiverr Designs, you're killing it, man. All right, so let's say that I want to set up a profile. Okay, well, what I would do is look at the terminology of how he's setting it up. I'm not saying copy, I'm saying reference how he set his stuff up, right? Because at the end of the day, you're going to have to promote your own services, and if your services suck, no matter what you do here with your key search, with your keyword search terms, none of that's going to matter if your services suck and you can't provide what you're actually offering. Okay, so this is kind of the icing on the cake. You actually have to be able to have the cake in place for you to be able to succeed in the long run here. Okay, but nonetheless, I would look over essentially how he set everything up and really take into eye what's working for him, okay? And really try to distill that in a way that it works for you when you set up your gig, okay? And one of the other things that I wanted to add out here is these big thumbnails, okay? So look at how the thumbnails are set up, okay? Obviously, this is going to be your own work, but think about why. Think about why is it that this guy is being successful? Why is it that the way that he set his stuff up is successful, okay? And this is just good market research for you to understand. These are your competitors. It's good to understand what's going on the other side of the fence, okay? This way you don't just set up a gig and then just throw it up there and just be like, okay, well, I hope people are going to come. But if you tailor it and you adapt it for what the market is currently looking for, you're going to have a higher return on investment for the time that you put on in this platform, okay? So look at that. And then also the one thing that I'll add on here is that when you guys set up your gigs, go ahead and do the video option. So if you know here, okay, so let's move back here. If you notice, a lot of these gigs just have thumbnails, okay? Well, if you set up your gig with the video that promotes your particular service, automatically you're going to stand out. Why? Because the user can already can see that you're an actual person on the other end. You're not just a person on the other side of a chat, okay? You're an actual human being. They've seen your face, they've seen your eyes, they've seen you confidently present your service, and that is going to stand out. Look at everybody, despite having great designs, how I told you guys in the Figma crash course, what always stands out in these spaces is a human touch, okay? So if they can see your face, if they can see see that you're proud of the service that you provide, and they can see that you want to help them, I think that is going to help you. I recently did this on one of my gigs, and it seems like the impressions on the gig have been going up from one night to another. Okay. Now, is that always going to be the case? No, I would definitely say take this with a grain of salt, because the thing about the like tips like this, they come and they go, things change, so on and so forth. So this is really just a starting point. And it could be really that if you don't catch this on time, the things I say here may not be as great of an advantage. Although I do think that these are more principled approaches to being able to rank higher on Fiverr's search engine. Okay. But nonetheless, this is really just the starting point. I can't reiterate that enough. Okay. So that's one of the keys, adding your video on there. Okay. Making sure that your thumbnails as well are very good, very presentable, and make your best work out, like put out your best work that you got. Okay. Cause that's really what's going to make you stand out, but as well as having a really good video, because it's very unique. I've been through several of these different gigs. Rarely do I ever see videos, and it's an option. And then the official Fiverr community, when you go to set it up, or the official Fiverr, the platform in and of itself, if I'm not mistaken, quote me if I'm wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, but I did see when I was setting mine up not too long ago that you get a 45% increase in the visibility of your thumbnail just by adding a video. So make sure that you do it. You say you're going to give me a 45% increase for other people to view my stuff. I would do it. It's going to make a difference. Okay. All right. So now that that's all said, and done, the other thing that I wanted to say is, okay, so let's say you set up your page, you looked at a guy that is ranking really high with different search combinations, and you said, okay, I'm going to model my stuff. Then you've modeled your stuff. The key that you want to do once your service is up, once your gig is up, is that you want to make sure that you have very, very fast response times. Okay. Because I think that what's going on in the algorithm is that they're consistently analyzing how quickly certain gig providers are responding to their clients. Okay, so the faster you respond, the more likely that you're actually essentially creating a pleasurable experience for the buyers. Okay, even if they don't buy from you, the fact that you're responding quickly shows a lot of attention to your particular gig, which means that you're actively participating in your gig. You're not just somebody who set up their gig and doesn't look at it for like the next 3 weeks. Like you're actively working on that gig, actively communicating with the market to see who really needs your service and who really doesn't. Okay. And that is going to be a massive advantage. I made sure that in my first couple months, essentially I responded to all potential clients, essentially most of them within 10 minutes of me receiving a message from them. Don't be shy. Start that conversation. And really that's how you're going to be able to actually like sign people for your gig. Okay, is by talking to them, because oftentimes they'll come to you with a problem, and you have to be able to navigate it and understand your service well enough that you can provide the solution. You can describe to them the solution that you're going to provide for them. Okay, so fast response times, and then being articulate with the ways that you can help them. Oftentimes, what will happen, believe it or not, they'll even say, "Can you please send me a gig offer where you could sign them, and then you can start doing work for them." Okay. So those are just some quick tips for you guys. Make sure that you apply them. And like I said, some of the stuff I would say is pretty fundamental. There's a chance that it'll be evergreen. I'm still discovering myself some new tips and tricks, but for the most part, I would say it's also very, very, to be safe, I recommend you guys, go and apply this as fast as you can. Go set up a profile now, apply it. Okay. And then once you applied it, then start taking your own journey of figuring out how to hack this stuff. Okay. Because this might be good for like the next couple of weeks, if that. Okay, but if you never really experiment with this platform, if you never start learning on your own how to do this stuff, then it's not going to be of any use to you. Okay, so go learn this, go and apply it now. Okay, if you guys need a service that you can provide, I've already showed you on this channel how to set up a gig. Okay, I've also already showed you how to design UIs. Okay, so there's no excuses. You can go out and do this. Okay, and just looking forward to seeing how you guys apply this to your lives, because I think it can, for some of you guys, be a game changer. Okay, so ideally that was helpful. Now, one of the last things that I'm going to say is that if you want to learn more secrets like the ones that we just talked about today, not just in Fiverr, but in general with freelancing as a software developer, I have to tell you that I know how difficult it could be having a technical skill set like coding coding and having one door after another shut on you because you're self-taught or you don't meet the air quote requirements. I spent nearly 2 years of my life getting rejected by company after company in my attempt to become a software developer, even though I could code. If you're tired of waiting for the right opportunity to arrive and have thought about freelancing as a software developer, join my email list at freelancejuice.com, where I share my lessons in the industry and how you can get started making money from coding ASAP. All right, guys, freelancejuice.com. Check it out, and I will see you on the next one.